my crafty friends, happy spring. It's Lynn from Lynn's, no, not Lynn's Chalk Studio, Humblebee Craft Studio. It's Monday, and I've been feeling Monday all day. So we're gonna set that aside, and we're just gonna get going crafting. And let me tell you about what we're gonna be crafting today. So we are going to do a DIY Dollar Tree sign. I picked this particular sign up at Dollar Tree. We're not going to use the front, we're using the back. Wooden cross, it's got two sides. This is actually the front. We're using the back. And then we're going to use a stencil called the Old Rugged Cross. And it's a two-part stencil from Magnolia, and it also comes with the cross. But we're only going to be using the lyrics. The other part we are going to set aside for another time. I also have Irish cream chalk paste. This is one of my favorites. I really love this Irish cream. It has nothing to do with being Irish. I've got an assortment of bows and some flowers. So let's get started with this. So what I did was I painted the back side with Waverly's Ivory chalk paint. Now when you paint with this, it's a very, very thick. It also is like chalk paste in that it does get dry, and the drier it gets thicker. Sometimes it's easier, or you want to paint or create with a thinner consistency, just like our chalk paste. You can add water. I always use distilled water. In fact, when I'm adding, especially to my little bottles, I actually use my Magnolia spritzer. I suppose it's because then it's handy dandy and it's right there, and I don't have to pick up that big gallon bottle and end up pouring most of it in here. For my cross, you can see that it's darker, right? I still did this with Waverly Ivory chalk paint. I did not do anything to the back because that's going to be glued down. The other thing I used, and remember, this is because Kirk and I do furniture, and so this is what I have on hand. You do not have to use this. It is spendy, but I used Annie Sloan's soft dark wax, and I just kept going over it and then rubbing it out to the color that I wanted. For this, I did go with the grain. Even though this is a cross board, the grain is still the same on this particular item, so I did that. So let's see, I've got my glue gun going, I've got my scissors, ribbons. I've had quite a conundrum with this piece. Mostly it comes with indecision, because what I want, I have 15 different ideas on how to do this. So I'm taking my green tacky towel and I'm fuzzing my stencil, and I just put my stencil down, pull it up, and I'm going to put it down again. Do this one more time. Still sticky. Now this only takes part of the sticky off. You don't have to worry about it ruining your stencil. And so I'm going to put, here's conundrum number one. Conundrum number one is, where do I want to place this? Do I want to put it near the bottom so I have more room on top for a bow? Do I want to put it right in the middle? Because I'm thinking, do I want a bow on this? Do I want a shawl? I mean, I just have so many ideas, and this has been, I've gone over and over and over today, and I don't know what I want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wing it. I honestly don't know what I want, and I think if I just get this centered, Yep, we are. Okay, and so I'm just going to lay out my stencil. I'm feeling a few little bumps on my board, and it's probably from painting, but I'm also going to check my stencil. Okay, and I do have a couple little pieces of lint on my stencil, but as I'm looking, it doesn't seem to be where I'm going to. My tacky towel, I usually clean using a lint roller, and I didn't, and I have had babies surrounding me the past 2 days, fur babies, that is. You can probably hear them. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So the reason I'm worried about those little bumps, and they're tiny, I don't want to cause my chalk paste to smear underneath my stencil. So I'm going to take my squeegee, use these over and over and over again. I'm going to dip this in the chalk paste, and then I'm just going to come down over my stencil. And you want to do this quickly because you don't want your chalk paste to become too dry and have it peel up with your stencil. So I'm just going to get myself going here. Ooh, I had a big bump there, and that one worries me, but it's okay. We can fix it. Worst case scenario, and I've done this before, I peel this up and I wash it off and do it again. And that's what I love about my reusable stencils, is that I can mess up and I can just wash it off my surface. Now on my surface, after I painted, because it is a painted surface, you want to make sure that I lost my train of thought. Okay, good, Lynn. Oh, wax or clear coat. That's where I was going with that. I told you it's Monday. I can't handle Monday. So I'm just going to go over these. And I'm pulling off some of that extra, but I'm trying not to do it in places where I felt my little bumps. I need a paper towel here. Quick, get this off my finger so that I don't end up touching my board and ruining it. So I'm just going to take my stencil. This is the fun part. What is it going to look like? Oh, it's beautiful. In that one spot, I did have a little bit that got messed up, but I think I'm going to be okay because I have my cross to go on here. These need to be washed right away. I am going to set it aside. So I don't know how long you have been watching my page or channel, and I just want to tell you that if you want to see more crafty visits, make sure to follow me. Then you'll get little messages telling you, I'm going to put my glass light, telling you that I am going live, so you don't have to miss it. Although, oh, this isn't bad at all. This is not bad at all. And you know what? I'm going to dry this quick first with my heat gun. You can use a hair dryer. Oh, come on. Why do you get stuck in these things? Oh, I'm going to ruin it with all my things around. Forgot about that trying. So you can use a hair dryer or you can use a heat gun, whatever you have. Before we go on, I just want to show you how this looks. Got it. Okay, so this is what our sign looks like. Now we're starting to really get into my conundrum, because this is where I just have so many ideas to finish this off. I did this really light, and with my light, I don't know how well you can see that, because I wanted to keep it more neutral, but I didn't want to use black. So this is dry, and what I'm going to do is push that out of the way so I can get to my glue gun. And now what I need to do is I need to place my cross. So I know I want to have it crossing here. What I don't know is, do I want it going off my sign or not? I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to do this. So what happens here is that it covers that area where it smeared just a little bit. It bled underneath the stencil. I can still see the name. I can see most of the lyrics. If I want to pull this down a little to make sure we get at least the first verse, I can do that. Okay, I think this is where we want to, this is where we want to glue this. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to go all around, very quickly around the edge of my cross. What I don't want my glue to do is seep out from underneath it, so I'm really trying to be cognizant of where I'm. Come on. Okay, so I want to have it down here, so I'm just going to place that on. Hold that a bit. Now, well, that solved one conundrum, I tell you, because I had a little shawl I was going to put over it, but now I've glued it down. So that option is out the window. That actually helps me because I just am just crazy over what am I going to do here. Now, I could, being the minimalist that I am, leave my sign like this. But I'm feeling it's really boring and it needs something. So here comes, what do I do? I just took out two options. One was my shawl and another one was to wrap twine around my cross. So that's good. We just got two out of the way. I don't know. Do I want to do just, here, I'm going to turn this around. Maybe you can help me out. Do I want to just put a ribbon here? And I have several to choose from. This just tells me it's, I don't know. I just feel like it's not, oh, that one's seriously boring. That one's out for sure. I don't like that one now that I look at it. This is pretty, but in my mind's eye, and maybe not yours, I think the rose in the center is too big. I don't, that was fun. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think I have to turn around and look at that one. Put it right at the top of my cross. I know I'm not going to put a bow at the top because I do not want anything to cover those words. And I don't know, this burlap seems to be okay with it. This one doesn't. I think I'm actually leaning towards this one, and honestly, I'm going to be honest, that was not the one that I really liked. This one, I like that it has the cream and white, but oh no. And oh, I think I had, going back here, I think I had a flower here, and I went with the smallest one I could find. But nope, I don't like that. You know what? I'm settled. I am going with this one. And I'm just going to play with that a little bit just to get my bearing straight on that. Okay, I'm gonna add, I need more glue. Told you I was having a Monday, but it's spring. Of course, it won't actually be spring here in Minnesota till May, but I'm going with a calendar, and snow on the ground or not, I'm just saying it's spring because spring makes me happy. I can't wait for all the flowers and birds and most of the insects, not the mosquito. No, I can do without mosquitoes. Okay, I think I'm liking this. I have to keep my neutral and my minimalism in my mind. Now, another thought that I had is I do have my burlap ribbon it's a tape. You just tear it off and tape it. And I could put that down around the bottom, but what it does is it covers up, on the bottom here, it says Words and Music by George Bernard, 1913, public domain. So here's what I've got so far. I don't know, it may just bug me to no end, and I may decide that I just like it this way. But let's make sure that we get our twine. And so I'm going to take my twine. Is this on? Yeah. I'm going to just flip my sign over. Isn't that beautiful? It's a cute sign. It just didn't work for what I was doing, so I decided that I was going to do this instead. So let's see. I'm going to go, there were two holes right here where the twine held, and I can see on the front side I can't see where they were. On the back I can, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to, that ribbon is making it wobble. Oh well, we're having fun, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And then what I did was I cut a piece of my burlap ribbon. And if I can get the back tacky side off, it's a tape, so it is sticky, sticky, sticky. And I'm just going to place that on the back here. And that just covers that up and makes sure that I don't have a problem. Now I need to decide actually how long I want this to be. And I'm thinking I wanted to put beads on this, and I had the wood beads, but I didn't have more of a cream color, so I decided I didn't want to mix the white and the ivory, even though I know that is totally fine to do. I think I'm going right there. And so then I'm going to, again, right on that dot where they originally had the twine is where I'm going to put that. And then I'm going to take my other piece of tape. Oh, come on, tape. Go with me today. Ay, ay, ay. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful. I'm tearing it right off the burlap. Why was that other one so nice to me and this one's being not so nice? Okay, let's do this. Come on. Pull back. Why are you being so fussy? Okay, we're going to try it again with another piece. I don't understand. Maybe it's just the way I grabbed it. I don't know. I've never had that happen before. Aha! It was just that piece. Okay, and then again, I'm going to put that piece of tape down over. I'm just making sure that I don't go over that edge. And that just helps secure my twine a little bit better. And yes, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to cut that off. And there we have our cross. the Old Rugged Cross. This would go really well with a neutral decor, and for somebody like me who's more of a minimalist, I don't believe I'm going to add anything to this. What I am going to do is place craft paper across the back so the back does look better. I'm missing the beads. I do wish that I had the beads, but that was not in my stock. So I know what I'm going to have to do now. Shop! So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you like what you see, tag a friend, invite them to my channel, my page, and have them come along and see what we can do as we continue to craft together. So just a quick reminder that you will find more videos, supply lists, and links all in the description. So if there's something that you like that was purchased from Magnolia, I do have links for those. And then all of the other supplies that I picked up for this particular project, the stores are listed there as well. So I hope you found this fun and wonderful, and I will see you next time. Until then, happy crafting!